Welcome to a journey into the depths of your inner world, a journey where the extraordinary power of your subconscious mind awaits discovery. In this video, we delve into Dr. Joseph Murphy's timeless classic, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Imagine, for a moment, a force within you that works relentlessly, day and night, transforming your deepest thoughts into tangible realities. Dr. Murphy's work illuminates this unseen, yet omnipresent, aspect of our mind, a hidden reservoir of energy, beliefs, and potentials that, when properly harnessed, can shape every facet of our lives. From improving health and relationships to achieving financial success, the principles explained in this book offer a gateway to transforming challenges into triumphs by tapping into the vast well of inner power that each of us possesses. At the heart of Dr. Murphy's groundbreaking ideas lies the assertion that our subconscious mind is not merely a passive repository of memories and emotions, but an active, dynamic force that responds to the thoughts and beliefs we cultivate. The book teaches us that the conscious mind is like the captain of a ship, analytical, deliberate, and decision-oriented, while the subconscious is the engine room, quietly and continuously powering the vessel. The narrative invites us to explore how the messages we repeatedly send to our subconscious, whether through affirmations, visualizations, or deep-seated beliefs, can dramatically alter the course of our lives. By understanding this process, we can begin to master the art of programming our inner mind to work in our favor, rather than against us. Dr. Murphy explains that the subconscious mind operates on a level that transcends logic and conscious reasoning. It is a realm where emotions and images, not words and rational thought, reign supreme. This part of our mind is remarkably receptive and is influenced by repetition and suggestion. Just as a seed planted in fertile soil will eventually sprout and grow, so too will the thoughts and affirmations we nurture in our subconscious blossom into real-world outcomes. The book demystifies the notion that success, happiness, and health are mere products of external circumstances, asserting instead that these results are deeply rooted in the patterns and beliefs that reside within us. This empowering idea suggests that by consciously choosing our thoughts, we can unlock extraordinary changes in our lives. The introduction of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind sets the stage for a transformative exploration of how our beliefs shape our reality. Dr. Murphy invites us to question the limitations we have long accepted as part of our lives, urging us to re-examine the often overlooked power of our inner mind. He offers compelling examples and practical strategies, grounded in the idea that the subconscious is ever present and tirelessly working to manifest the experiences we desire, or conversely, the outcomes we fear. It is through this lens that we begin to understand why habits, once formed, can be so difficult to break, and conversely, why cultivating new, positive habits can lead to dramatic improvements in our lives. Throughout the book, Dr. Murphy emphasizes that our subconscious mind is not governed by the rules of the conscious world. It doesn't differentiate between positive or negative, good or bad. It simply processes the input it receives. This revelation is both startling and liberating. It suggests that if we take control of our mental dialogue and deliberately feed our subconscious with positive, constructive thoughts, we can effectively rewire our inner programming. The implications are profound. A life filled with self-doubt and negative outcomes can be transformed into one brimming with opportunities and success, simply by changing the internal narrative. This insight is what makes the book not only a work of self-help, but also a manual for personal empowerment. Imagine a scenario where every challenge you face, whether it be health-related, financial, or emotional, is met with an unwavering belief that you have the power to overcome it. Dr. Murphy's teachings provide us with the tools to cultivate such a mindset. By integrating techniques like positive affirmations and vivid visualizations, we can begin to align our subconscious with our conscious goals, setting the stage for a life that reflects our highest aspirations. It's not magic, it's a natural, almost scientific process that reveals the remarkable capabilities of the human mind when it is correctly harnessed. As you listen to this introduction, consider the potential that lies within you, a potential waiting to be awakened by the power of intentional thought. Dr. Murphy's insights encourage us to step beyond the boundaries of conventional thinking and to embrace the idea that we are, in fact, the architects of our own destinies. In a world where external circumstances often feel overwhelming and unchangeable, the promise of this inner transformation offers hope, and a practical roadmap to a more fulfilling life. So, as we embark on this exploration of the power of your subconscious mind, ask yourself, what if the secret to a happier, healthier, and more successful life is already within you, waiting to be discovered? How might your life change if you learn to harness this incredible force? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into these transformative concepts, uncovering practical techniques and inspiring stories that reveal just how much power lies dormant in your subconscious. What extraordinary potential could you unleash by reprogramming your mind? In The Power of Thought, Dr. Joseph Murphy introduces us to a transformative idea: the profound influence that our thoughts have over every aspect of our lives. He explains that our thoughts are not mere mental chatter, but powerful forces that shape our experiences, behaviors, and even our physical health. The central message of this chapter is that by becoming aware of the thoughts we hold and directing them intentionally, we can harness a positive energy that propels us towards success and well-being, while negative thoughts can equally lead us into undesirable outcomes. Murphy delves into the impact of positive versus negative thoughts by drawing a clear line between the two. He asserts that positive thoughts, when repeatedly affirmed, create a mental environment where constructive ideas thrive, ultimately manifesting as improved circumstances, better health, and successful relationships. In contrast, negative thoughts set off a chain reaction that can trap us in cycles of despair, self-doubt, and failure. The book explains that our subconscious mind works continuously, absorbing every thought, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. Because it does not differentiate between what we label as positive or negative, it faithfully executes the patterns we set. This understanding urges us to be mindful of the constant stream of thoughts running through our minds and the reality they shape. A cornerstone of Murphy's teachings in this chapter is the concept of autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is essentially the process by which we influence our subconscious mind through deliberate, repeated suggestions. Murphy emphasizes that this isn't a mere daydreaming exercise, but a disciplined practice where conscious effort transforms into a powerful mental influence. By consistently affirming positive ideas, whether silently or aloud, we can begin to reprogram our subconscious. This technique works like a mental echo, as the same positive message resonates over and over. It gradually drowns out negative influences, setting a new, uplifting tone for our lives. Closely linked to autosuggestion are affirmations, another critical element discussed in this chapter. Affirmations are positive, declarative statements that we repeat to ourselves with conviction. Murphy stresses that the key to effective affirmations is not just repetition, but also the deep-seated belief in the truth of these statements. When we affirm our potential, our worth, or our future success, we are not merely stating a hope or a wish. We are actively planting the seeds of our future reality. These affirmations serve as a guide for the subconscious mind, aligning it with our desires and goals. Over time, as our subconscious absorbs these repeated positive statements, they start to manifest in tangible ways, helping us overcome challenges, improve our self-image, and ultimately create the life we envision. The underlying theme of this chapter is that the mind is an incredibly powerful tool, one that is constantly at work, regardless of whether we are actively thinking or not. Dr. Murphy reminds us that our minds have a natural tendency to react to what we feed them. Therefore, by consciously choosing positive thoughts and diligently practicing autosuggestion and affirmations, we can steer our lives in a direction that reflects our highest aspirations. He encourages us to see our thoughts as the building blocks of our destiny, each thought a seed that, when nurtured correctly, can grow into a reality that enhances our quality of life. As you reflect on these ideas, consider the undeniable truth that our thoughts are the architects of our existence. Every positive thought is a step towards improvement, every negative thought a potential stumbling block. The methods of autosuggestion and affirmations offer us practical tools to harness the hidden power within us. They remind us that we are not victims of circumstance, but creators of our own experiences. The clarity and simplicity of this concept are both empowering and inspiring, offering a way out of the destructive cycles that may have held us back in the past. So, as we wrap up this exploration of the power of thought, ask yourself, what positive change might unfold in your life if you could master the art of autosuggestion and affirm your deepest desires every day? What might be possible if you truly believed that your thoughts could reshape your reality? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into these transformative practices in the next chapter. Could this be the key to unlocking a new world of possibilities for you? In Visualization, the Power of Imagination, Dr. Joseph Murphy introduces one of the most transformative tools for personal growth and success: the imagination. While many people may think of imagination as something reserved for children or artists, Murphy makes it clear that it is one of the most powerful forces we possess. It is not just a mental playground. It is the workshop of the mind, where images are formed and desires begin their journey into reality. Everything that exists in our outer world, Murphy explains, first existed as a mental image in someone's mind. Whether it's a new invention, a career path, or even a healing process, it all begins in the invisible realm of imagination. According to Murphy, the imagination plays a key role in influencing the subconscious mind. The subconscious does not argue with you. It does not question or challenge the images you feed it. Instead, it accepts what the conscious mind repeatedly envisions, especially when those images are infused with emotion and belief. This is why visualization, consciously creating mental pictures of what you desire, is such a powerful practice. When you vividly imagine a particular outcome, your subconscious mind goes to work to make it a reality. It begins to shape your habits, attitudes, and behaviors in ways that align with the picture you've created in your mind. Dr. Murphy emphasizes that one of the most effective ways to harness this power is through daily visualization. By regularly picturing the life you want to live, whether that's achieving a goal, overcoming a challenge, or becoming a healthier, happier version of yourself, you train your subconscious to accept this mental image as truth. The more detailed and emotionally charged the image, the more effectively it sinks into your subconscious. For example, if you are visualizing success in your career, don't just see the end result. See yourself walking into your office with confidence, shaking hands with your clients, hearing praise from your boss. Feel the emotions that would accompany that success: pride, gratitude, excitement. These emotional responses deepen the impression on the subconscious mind, making it more likely to bring that vision into your real-life experience. Murphy also discusses how imagination can be used, not just for future goals, but for healing and overcoming current problems. He shares stories of people who imagined themselves in perfect health, despite serious illness, and who then experienced recovery. The reason this works is because the subconscious mind reacts to mental images as though they are real. If you constantly imagine yourself as sick, weak, or unsuccessful, the subconscious will mirror those conditions in your physical reality. But if you instead consistently envision vitality, strength, and success, your subconscious begins to guide your body and actions toward those conditions. This chapter challenges a common misconception that we are powerless victims of circumstance. Instead, Murphy encourages us to take responsibility for the mental pictures we allow to dominate our minds. He urges us to use the gift of imagination consciously and creatively to mold our thoughts into visions of prosperity, peace, and achievement. Visualization is not wishful thinking. It is mental rehearsal for reality. Just as athletes visualize victory before a game or performers rehearse mentally before stepping on stage, we too can use visualization to prime ourselves for real-world success. One of the most compelling aspects of Murphy's teaching is that anyone can practice visualization. It requires no special tools, no advanced education, and no unique talent, just the willingness to sit quietly, focus the mind, and consistently imagine the life you want to live. When combined with faith and repetition, this practice becomes a powerful magnet that draws circumstances, opportunities, and people into your life to fulfill that image. So now, pause for a moment and consider this. What kind of pictures are you painting in your mind each day? Are they working for you or against you? In the next chapter, Dr. Murphy will reveal how faith, when aligned with thought and imagination, can become the ultimate key to unlocking your subconscious power. But here's the question: can you truly change your life by simply believing in the images you hold in your mind? In Chapter 3 of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, titled Belief and the Power of Belief Systems, Dr. Joseph Murphy dives into one of the most fundamental forces shaping our lives: belief. According to Murphy, belief is not merely a vague feeling or passive thought. It is the foundation upon which our reality is built. Whatever you believe in your heart, your subconscious mind accepts as true. And once accepted, those beliefs begin to express themselves in your experiences, behavior, health, and relationships. This chapter powerfully illustrates that we don't live according to truth. We live according to what we believe to be true. Dr. Murphy explains that our subconscious mind does not question the validity of our beliefs. It simply absorbs and acts upon them. This means that whether a belief is helpful or harmful, positive or negative, rational or irrational, the subconscious mind treats it as fact. It begins to work tirelessly, using that belief as a blueprint to shape your reality. This is why two people in the same situation can have completely different outcomes. One may believe in success and thrive, while the other, dominated by self-doubt, struggles or fails. The difference lies not in the external circumstances, but in the internal belief systems each person holds. A crucial insight in this chapter is that belief is formed through repetition and emotional intensity. If a thought is repeated often enough, and if it carries strong emotional energy, it becomes embedded in the subconscious mind. This is how both empowering beliefs and limiting ones are created. For example, if someone constantly thinks, "I am not good enough," especially during moments of emotional pain or failure, that idea becomes a fixed belief. Their subconscious mind adopts it, and their life begins to mirror that belief through repeated patterns of struggle, insecurity, and missed opportunities. On the other hand, a person who nurtures the belief, "I am worthy of success," with conviction and emotional energy starts to see doors opening, confidence growing, and success manifesting in unexpected ways. Murphy emphasizes that the process of building strong, positive beliefs begins with conscious thought. The first step is to become aware of the negative beliefs that may be silently directing your life. Once identified, these beliefs can be replaced with new, empowering ones through the consistent use of affirmations, visualization, and most importantly, faith. Faith in this context is the unwavering confidence that what you affirm and visualize is already a reality in the unseen world of the mind. When you plant this new belief deeply enough, your subconscious mind takes over and brings it into being in your outer life. This chapter also carries an important warning. Stay away from negative thinking and the influence of people who instill fear, doubt, or defeatism. Murphy is clear: negativity is contagious, and if you allow yourself to dwell on fear-based thoughts or absorb pessimistic beliefs from others, you will find your own inner world and experiences becoming increasingly limited. The subconscious mind does not discriminate between self-imposed beliefs and those borrowed from others. It simply absorbs and reflects them. Therefore, protecting your mental environment is essential. Surround yourself with uplifting ideas, positive influences, and affirmations of faith and confidence. These become the new seeds that, once planted, can grow into a fulfilling and abundant life. One of the most empowering messages in this chapter is that you have the ability to choose your beliefs. No one else has control over what you accept as true unless you give them that power. By understanding the subconscious mind and taking conscious control over your belief systems, you can rewire your inner world and transform your reality. You are not bound by the beliefs you inherited in childhood, by past experiences, or by societal limitations. You can decide today to create new beliefs that serve your highest good. So as we come to the end of this chapter, ask yourself, what beliefs have been quietly running your life from behind the scenes, and what could happen if you replace them with beliefs rooted in confidence, health, and abundance? In the next chapter, Dr. Murphy will reveal how mental healing is possible when your beliefs align with the truths of the subconscious. But here's the question that might change everything. Can your beliefs actually heal your body and transform your physical condition just by changing what you accept as true? In The Influence on Health, Wealth, and Relationships, Dr. Joseph Murphy reveals how our subconscious beliefs directly affect three of the most important areas of our lives: health, wealth, and personal relationships, often seen as separate challenges, are, in reality, deeply interconnected through the power of thought. According to Murphy, the subconscious mind responds to the mental patterns we continuously hold. Whether we are conscious of it or not, we are constantly programming our inner world, and it reflects those instructions in our bodies, finances, and interactions with others. When it comes to health, Dr. Murphy explains that many physical conditions begin in the mind. The body is not just a biological machine. It is influenced by the emotional and mental climate we create within ourselves. He emphasizes that chronic fear, anger, resentment, and guilt are among the most harmful thought patterns because they disrupt the natural harmony of the body. When these emotions are held over time, they manifest as physical symptoms, sometimes even serious illness. But the reverse is also true. By implanting ideas of peace, healing, and wholeness into the subconscious, the body begins to respond positively. Murphy shares real-life examples of people who recovered from illness by visualizing themselves in perfect health and affirming healing daily. This isn't about blind optimism or wishful thinking. It's about understanding the connection between mind and body and using that knowledge to encourage physical well-being. The subconscious, when given a clear image of health, starts working toward that reality. In the area of wealth and success, Murphy teaches that the subconscious mind can become a powerful partner in achieving prosperity, but only when it is programmed with the right beliefs. One of the biggest blocks to wealth is the belief in scarcity or unworthiness. Many people subconsciously reject wealth because they believe they don't deserve it or associate money with guilt or negativity. Dr. Murphy explains that these beliefs sabotage our ability to succeed financially. But when we begin to affirm ideas like, wealth flows to me freely and abundantly, or I am aligned with prosperity, and truly believe those words, we shift our inner state. The subconscious then begins to guide us, sometimes subtly, toward opportunities, ideas, and behaviors that align with financial growth. He emphasizes that wealth is not just about accumulating money, it's about aligning with abundance in every sense. When your thoughts are harmonious, your subconscious aligns your reality with prosperity, opening the door to a flow of success. When it comes to relationships, Dr. Murphy offers some of the most compassionate and practical insights in the book. He explains that the way we view others and the way we speak about them reflects our inner beliefs, and those beliefs shape the quality of our relationships. If we hold on to thoughts of criticism, jealousy, or distrust, our relationships tend to mirror that negativity. On the other hand, by cultivating thoughts of love, respect, forgiveness, and kindness, not just toward others, but toward ourselves, we improve how we relate and how others respond to us. Murphy advises readers to mentally bless those they interact with and to visualize peaceful, joyful connections. This practice reconditions the subconscious to expect harmony, which begins to manifest in real-life interactions. He reminds us that we cannot expect to have loving, fulfilling relationships while entertaining toxic, resentful thoughts. Our inner state must match the kind of relationships we want to experience. Throughout this chapter, Murphy reinforces a powerful truth. Your external life is a reflection of your internal beliefs. Whether it's in your health, your bank account, or your closest relationships, your subconscious mind plays a key role. The good news is, no matter what your past experiences have been, you can begin to reshape your life by changing the dominant patterns in your mind. When you start feeding your subconscious with healthy, abundant, and loving thoughts, it begins to create a world that reflects those beliefs. So as we close this chapter, take a moment to reflect. What kind of life could you build if your mind was programmed with nothing but health, wealth, and love? And more importantly, if your subconscious can heal your body, attract success, and transform your relationships, what else might it be capable of? In Practices and Techniques, Dr. Joseph Murphy offers practical methods to help readers harness the immense power of the subconscious mind, while earlier chapters laid the foundation by explaining how thoughts, beliefs, and imagination shape our reality. This chapter takes a crucial step further. It teaches us how to actively apply these principles in daily life. Murphy reveals that true transformation happens not just by knowing that the subconscious mind is powerful, but by learning how to communicate with it effectively and consistently. He introduces us to simple yet profound techniques such as meditation, bedtime mental practice, and prayer, tools that, when used with belief and intention, can truly change the course of one's life. One of the primary techniques Dr. Murphy emphasizes is meditation. According to him, meditation is a state in which the conscious mind becomes quiet and receptive, allowing us to plant ideas directly into the subconscious. In this relaxed and focused state, the mind is no longer distracted by the noise of the external world, and suggestions can sink in more deeply. Meditation is not about emptying the mind, but rather about gently focusing it on a specific goal, affirmation, or mental image. Murphy encourages the use of positive statements such as, "I am filled with peace," or "Divine order governs my life." During meditation, When these are repeated calmly and confidently, they begin to take root in the subconscious and ultimately reflect in one's outer experience. Meditation, then, becomes a daily ritual of planting seeds of success, healing, love, and abundance into the most fertile soil we possess, our own mind. Another highly effective practice Murphy discusses is the use of bedtime mental routines. He explains that the final moments before sleep are especially powerful because the conscious mind begins to relax, and the subconscious becomes more open to suggestion. Thoughts and images you hold just before drifting off to sleep can have a significant impact on your inner programming. Murphy advises us to never go to sleep with worries, fears, or negative thoughts on our mind. Instead, we should fill our consciousness with peaceful, successful, and loving ideas. For example, if you're facing a challenge, you might say, "Infinite intelligence guides me and solves this problem in divine order." As you fall asleep repeating such an affirmation, your subconscious begins to work on that issue, often providing clarity, insight, or even direct solutions during your waking hours. Night after night, this routine becomes a way of gently reconditioning the mind for success and peace. A key technique interwoven throughout the chapter is the power of prayer, not in a purely religious context, but as a sincere mental communication with the deeper self. Murphy explains that effective prayer is not about pleading or begging, but about giving thanks in advance and aligning with the outcome you desire. In other words, it's about believing that what you seek is already yours. This type of prayer combines faith with visualization and feeling, sending a clear and unconfident message to the subconscious. Murphy describes this as scientific prayer, a spiritual yet logical process by which you declare your intention, visualize the result, feel it as real, and trust the subconscious to bring it to pass. He reminds us that belief is the cornerstone of all these practices. Without belief, even the best techniques lose their power. But when belief is strong, when you trust that your subconscious is working with divine intelligence, miracles can happen. This chapter is a turning point in the book because it gives readers the practical tools to begin making real, lasting change. It is not enough to wish or hope. Murphy urges us to create a daily routine of mental discipline, to feed the subconscious mind with clear, positive, and consistent instructions. Meditation calms and focuses the mind. Bedtime affirmations plant seeds of success during the most receptive time. And prayer aligns us with a higher intelligence, tapping into a source of power beyond logic or reason. When practiced with belief, these techniques begin to rewire the subconscious and reshape our external lives in extraordinary ways. As we end this chapter, it's worth asking yourself, if your subconscious mind never sleeps and always listens, what are you telling it every night before bed? And what could change if you started telling it something new? In the next chapter, Dr. Murphy explores how the subconscious mind not only listens, but also solves, offering guidance, insight, and creative solutions in ways you might never have imagined. Could your mind be holding the answer to problems you've struggled with for years? Let's find out together. In practical examples and stories, Dr. Joseph Murphy brings the teachings of the previous chapters to life through compelling real-life accounts of transformation. These stories are not mere anecdotes. They are powerful testaments to the principles of subconscious programming and the undeniable influence of thought, belief, and imagination. By sharing how ordinary people have overcome illness, financial struggle, emotional turmoil, and relationship issues, Murphy makes one thing abundantly clear: anyone, regardless of background, can tap into the power of the subconscious mind and dramatically shift their life. One of the most memorable stories in this chapter is about a woman who had been struggling with persistent financial difficulties. Instead of continuing to affirm lack and worry, she began to visualize abundance and affirm daily, "Wealth flows to me freely and joyously." She imagined receiving checks in the mail, giving thanks in advance for unexpected income. Within a short period, her circumstances began to shift. She received a long overdue inheritance, her business picked up, and she found herself living in a state of greater financial ease. Dr. Murphy highlights this story not to suggest that money will magically fall from the sky, but to show how shifting one's internal beliefs from scarcity to abundance activates unseen forces that bring opportunities and resources into one's life. Another powerful example is the story of a man suffering from a chronic skin condition. After years of treatments and little improvement, He turned inward and began practicing visualization and affirmation. Each night before bed, he imagined his skin completely clear and healthy. He would repeat phrases like, "Every cell of my body responds to divine healing." He flooded his subconscious with images of healing and peace. Over time, the condition disappeared completely, according to Dr. Murphy. The key here wasn't willpower. It was acceptance of healing as a reality within his subconscious. The man's deep emotional belief in the possibility of recovery allowed his inner mind to initiate the healing process. In the realm of relationships, Murphy shares the story of a woman who repeatedly found herself in unhealthy romantic situations. She realized with guidance that she held a subconscious belief that she didn't deserve love and happiness. By consciously repeating affirmations of self-worth and visualizing a loving, respectful partner, she gradually shifted her inner beliefs. Eventually, she met someone who mirrored her new self-image, kind, emotionally available, and supportive. This transformation didn't happen by chance, Murphy explains. It was the direct result of reprogramming the subconscious mind with new truths about love and worthiness. One particularly fascinating story involves a man who used the power of his subconscious to escape a dangerous situation during wartime. Facing extreme fear and the threat of death, he focused his mind on the belief that divine guidance would lead him to safety. He repeated to himself, "God's love and wisdom guide me at every moment." Through a series of seemingly miraculous events, he was led out of danger and survived. Murphy uses this example to underscore that the subconscious mind, when aligned with faith and clarity, can guide us, even through chaos and uncertainty. These real-life cases provide something deeper than inspiration. They offer proof. They show that the subconscious mind does not discriminate between large or small desires, between healing a physical body or transforming a life situation. It simply responds to the instructions given to it through sustained thought and belief. Dr. Murphy encourages every reader to take these examples not as distant miracles, but as invitations. Each story is a reminder that the same power exists within you. What you impress on your subconscious with belief and repetition begins to shape your reality from the inside out. As we reflect on these incredible transformations, take a moment to consider your own life. Have you ever experienced a shift in your reality after changing your mindset? What limiting beliefs might be quietly shaping your world? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Your story could inspire someone else's breakthrough. And now, as we prepare to explore the next chapter, a vital question awaits. If the subconscious can respond so powerfully to belief and thought, what happens when we use that same power to attract success, happiness, and personal fulfillment on purpose? Let's continue forward to unlock even more of what your mind is truly capable of. As we come to the end of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy, it becomes clear that this book is not merely a collection of ideas. It is a transformative guide to unlocking the limitless power that resides within each one of us. Throughout the chapters, Dr. Murphy has consistently reminded us that the subconscious mind is like a silent servant, faithfully carrying out the instructions we give it, whether they are for our benefit or our detriment. The key message of the book is simple but profound. Change your thoughts, and you change your life. Murphy's teachings have shown us that our experiences are not random or out of our control. They are shaped by the mental patterns we nurture. If you plant thoughts of love, health, wealth, and peace in your subconscious, it will bring those conditions into your life. On the other hand, if your inner world is filled with fear, worry, self-doubt, or anger, those seeds will also take root and grow, manifesting as illness, conflict, or struggle. The power to change lies not in the outside world, but within your own consciousness. This is the empowering truth that Dr. Murphy offers to every reader. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the creator of your experience. The conclusion of this book emphasizes that faith, imagination, and sustained mental focus are the tools we must use to communicate effectively with the subconscious mind. Murphy is careful to clarify that this isn't about wishful thinking or unrealistic fantasies. It's about disciplined, conscious effort to feed the subconscious the right mental food. Whether it's through affirmations, visualization, scientific prayer, or meditative reflection, the techniques described throughout the book are rooted in the idea that you can train your mind to work for you rather than against you. You don't need external permission to change your life. You only need to believe that it is possible and begin taking control of your inner dialogue. Perhaps one of the most inspiring aspects of this book is the countless real-life stories shared. Individuals who healed from incurable diseases, overcame financial hardship, mended broken relationships, or achieved lifelong dreams, all by aligning their conscious thoughts with the powerful, creative intelligence of the subconscious mind. These stories serve as living proof that transformation is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone willing to do the inner work. They remind us that Murphy speaks of isn't mystical or abstract. It's practical, real, and ready to be used. As you move forward with the wisdom of this book, there are a few simple yet powerful suggestions to help you apply these teachings in your everyday life. First, become aware of your inner dialogue. Pay close attention to what you repeatedly tell yourself, especially during moments of stress or doubt. Are you affirming fear, or are you affirming faith? Your words have power. Use them to build yourself up, not tear yourself down. Second, create a daily practice of visualization and affirmation. Just as you would care for your body with food and exercise, care for your mind with mental nourishment. Spend a few minutes each morning and evening imagining the life you want to live. See it clearly. Feel the emotions associated with it. Affirm it as though it is already yours. This mental rehearsal plants the seeds of your future reality in the soil of your subconscious. Third, trust the process. Change may not come overnight, but it will come if your thoughts remain consistent. Don't let temporary setbacks convince you that the methods aren't working. Remember, your subconscious is always listening, always responding. Give it time to rearrange the circumstances of your life in harmony with your new beliefs. Lastly, approach each day with gratitude and expectancy. Begin to look at life not as something happening to you, but as something responding to you. Wake up each morning expecting good, and go to bed each night giving thanks for the progress you've made. This simple shift in attitude reinforces the belief that life is working with you, not against you. In closing, Dr. Joseph Murphy's message is timeless and universal. You already have within you everything you need to live a fulfilling, healthy, prosperous, and joyful life. The subconscious mind is your most loyal ally. Feed it with faith, love, confidence, and purpose, and it will return those gifts to you in abundance. The question now is not whether the subconscious mind works, it always does. The real question is, what will you choose to plant in the garden of your mind today? Because the thoughts you plant now will become the life you live tomorrow.